Hey, this is Karen Civil.
This is Nyamka.
I'm Amber Diamond.
Danielle, Crawley.
And welcome back to Queen Business.
How's y'all weekend?
Weekend was good. I got a new car after my car broke down.
That's fire.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, part of my weekend was great until Karen, she's a dream killer. But then other than that, my weekend was amazing.
I'm not a dream killer. I'm just reality.
Realist.
Yeah, a realist.
Okay.
Yeah, a realist.
No, she actually made my weekend better. I can't even
Okay,
front.
that's good.
Because we went from crying to laughing.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's
I can
fire.
honestly say if I had to vote for someone, it would be friend of the year would be Karen Civil. I mean, I went from feeling like that fucking pumpkin to Cinderella in a heartbeat. Like I felt like everything.
good.
It
Because
was
when
nice.
we break
We
down
all
like,
need friends like that.
relationship situations sometimes, it doesn't even deserve tears. It
Right.
deserves laughter sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, you
for
gave
sure.
me. You got a hell of a laugh out of it.
Because some things are just like jokes, and it's just, we've all dated clowns.
Oh,
Not,
man.
I don't even want to say frogs anymore, but
Well, you
Definitely
already
clown.
taught me that Disney lied to us. So
yeah,
it's
Disney
like,
definitely
I'm
did
over
lie to
it.
us
It's
about
over it.
like the fairy tale life
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. We grew up thinking that we were gonna have. Like, no, it's
Yeah.
not reality at all.
So wait, did
I
you?
wish it
How
was.
was your weekend though? Did you do stuff
It
after
was-
you healed me?
It was it was really good. I found this new beach in
I gotta start doing the stuff you
Laguna?
do. Going to private beaches, well, not private beaches, but going to beaches
Yeah.
and doing private time. I love that.
So nice. I washed my crystals.
That's nice.
I went on a picnic as well. Got myself
beautiful.
flowers and just had some bread and cheese.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like
send
that.
myself some flowers.
I'm telling you, her energy stuck with me. When I called her, like, I need to see you later, we were both on our way to a beach, separate beaches, like,
Yep.
hadn't talked to each other. And I must have felt her energy, like, and it was much needed. Just blanket.
The ocean
beach.
feels
love
very
that.
healing
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm
you
about to
can-
start taking trips by myself.
It's honestly the best thing ever. I just went on Target and on Amazon, and I bought myself a $20 basket. And this basket I've been taking
cute.
everywhere. It has like my plate and stuff. So I go right to Trader Joe's.
That's
I get me
cute.
some fresh bread, some cheese,
Thank you
some
for saying
water, whatever the case may be, your book, and just whatever you want to bring with you, a little speaker, and just sit out.
You
and
really
just
should
take
ever
in.
and by yourself though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't go with a friend. Just
'Cause
by
my dog?
yourself. Yeah,
You can bring your dog because you're
okay.
picking up all your senses, and that's
Yeah.
really, especially with the environment and everything, how like we've been living. It's just great to like see, to smell, to touch, to taste.
I'm literally gonna
Yeah.
do that. You're gonna see me post a picture on Instagram having a picnic. Definitely. I'm like, I haven't done that before. And I always
You
feel
should.
weird going places by myself. Like before I would go eat by myself and I'll be okay with it. But now I don't know why I'm starting to feel a little bit more like I need somebody there with me.
You honestly, you don't. It's such a fulfilling time, and then when you're there are people who will probably be across the way who have conversation with you and things like
that's
that.
nice.
But you learn new adventures. Like I went to Victoria Beach, which they have like this castle thing on the
That's cool. I
side,
never heard
which
of
I've
it.
never been to. I'm
That's
like,
here?
Yeah, it was an hour away.
Yeah.
It's super beautiful. And it was worth going to have like lunch there.
And I know we
love
have
it.
to like get into business, but the reason I like it so much is something happened to me when I was 11, and my dad took me to the beach. I did not know where we were going. He's like, get in the car. I'm the youngest. We get in the car, we go to the beach, and I'm thinking like, I'm crying, and he's like, okay, if you don't want to tell me what happened, he's like, you see the waves in the water? And I said, yeah. And he said, whatever's making you sad, throw it in there so God can get it. And once you throw it in there, it's done. It's not yours. You gave it to God to handle. And I don't know why. I know I'm an adult and I was 11,
Yeah.
but that has stuck with me. So when I'm
That's nice.
sad, I go by myself. I give it to the waves. I'm giving it to God. And then when I leave, I feel better, if that makes any
Aw.
sense.
No, it definitely
does.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's a beautiful way to look at it. Let's jump right into old business. Kanye West is trending again on Twitter after posting a picture showcasing his name written on the ballot. Even though it was already on the ballot, he wrote it in, might I add. So
Okay, everybody at this table is going to judge me, but I kind of want to vote for Kanye.
Why?
you want to waste the vote? Go
Why?
ahead, tell us
No,
why.
No,
Just
it's
why?
just, hey, that's not fair. You cannot jump down on me for my vote, queen. Hello. You're supposed to understand me.
I'm not even gonna
I
pretend.
mean, I'm listening.
Wow. Okay, well, I kind of, because he's so nice. And
No,
like,
ma'am. Nice don't run a country.
Nice don't run a country.
I'm not trying to be funny, but our ballots are not looking that great. Like, I'm just keeping it 1,000. What's great on that ballot? I would just rather vote
I just
for
feel like
Kanye,
there's
I'm just
a
saying.
better choice.
Who?
There's no one that's like,
So,
okay,
Who?
I want him to be my president. I feel like it's a better choice. I mean, Biden, of course, there's only two people
So
up
you
there
think
that's like,
Biden? Oh, okay.
a
See,
better
this
choice.
is the one thing people should
I didn't
never.
say that
I
he
promised
should-
myself not to talk about politics. It's going to start a
Why?
fight.
No, let's talk about
it's,
it.
It's
Start a fight, and I
engaging.
don't wanna
We
do
should be
it.
able to engage and have a conversation.
Political discourse.
Because what gets annoying though is when people go, okay, between the two, obviously we have Trump and Biden. All right, where do you stand with the politics and how they're going to treat us and certain things?
Listen, I don't even want to talk about this
See,
anymore.
most people
This is my
don't know
thing.
about
No, no.
Biden. I don't
Yeah.
feel like people have done the full-on research.
I think that's
Like
the
with
problem.
Miss Harris, everyone is so focused on what they thought, like with her prisoner reform and certain things, quote unquote, putting black men in jail. I don't know how true that is. I don't know where that lives and why people continue to engage in that type of conversation. But I feel like with the Democrats, especially with Joe Biden, he just put out this booklet thing that tells you where he stands with with politics, with policies, and etc. So you can figure out like if you want to vote for him or not.
So you're
My-
voting for Biden then, clearly.
I mean, it's nobody's business who you're voting for as long as
Wow.
you're registered to vote.
Well, everyone should be registered to vote. I mean,
I don't think everyone is, unfortunately,
no, not a lot of people are.
because people don't see the importance of it
That's why
or
Trump was
really
our
looking
president.
into. That's how he won before.
Well, they said
because you're saying because people didn't
four
vote.
million,
A lot of people
4
didn't
million
vote.
people have already voted, which is way more than ever before.
I don't know.
Applaud
but-
everyone.
At this stage.
I don't know,
Yes.
but this
And
year I feel like
mean, I hate when people say that's how Trump won because he really didn't. You know, like Hillary won the popular vote by 3 million votes.
That's what I was about
It's
to
the
say.
Electoral
Whoever's gonna,
College,
they're-
which is
the
like
person
a
who's
shit
gonna
show.
win is who they want to win. Period. I'm sorry.
I can understand that, but I mean, I don't know. I'm voting for
get
Biden.
ready, guys.
I don't necessarily like Biden himself.
yeah, that's why I say he's
I
the
like
better choice.
he's the better choice.
Better choice.
Throughout history, we've never had great choices ever. There's
Obama
no
was a
way.
great
There's no way in
choice.
hell I'd ever vote. Yeah, I do agree with that. But there's no way in hell I'd ever vote against.
It doesn't
no.
matter anyways. We're gonna have Trump for another 4.
I think
I'm
it's
not
don't
speaking
say
that
that.
into existence.
No.
I think
I'm
it's
not.
very.
Don't
I think it's very
say
selfish.
I
Kind of
can't do
Kanye.
it. I can't do another.
I think it's kind of selfish of Kanye to still keep his name out there and make it to where people actually have the choice to vote from the other two that are,
Is it? I think
you're
that
saying to
it's
take
on
those votes
target.
away.
It's
Yeah,
probably
votes
on
away.
target with what he's actually trying to do. Like a lot of his campaign people and et cetera are part of the Republican Party. This could be something on their end to help cause confusion and to take away those votes from the Democratic
I
Party.
mean, yeah, no,
And
they.
that's exactly
I think
what I think it is.
there was a. I mean, the news cycle moves so quickly, so I feel like we miss a lot of things. But there was a story that confirmed that Republicans were helping Trump were helping Kanye as a way to help Trump. But I don't think anyone who'd vote for Kanye would vote for Biden. Honestly,
Yeah, well, I thought it was. Let's
Hopefully.
just be honest. I think
it's probably a whole bunch of think of his demo. These
Yeah.
are the young kids too who just think he's
Don't
the
give
greatest
a fuck
person in the
about-
world.
yeah.
Exactly.
This could be their first time voting. And instead of creating an historic experience where it's I was really a part of something, I helped usher somebody in, it's oh, I get to wear my Yeezys and vote for Kanye.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna take this ballot, take a copy of it, whatever, print
Take
it
a
out and
picture
put
of
it on
it, yeah.
StockX and to make money. And that's really, to me, what those kids are doing.
yeah, I would agree with
Yeah.
that. I don't necessarily like Biden, but I do like that he has absorbed a lot of other more progressive policies into his policy. A lot of things, he's adopted some parts of Warren's original campaign and who else? And Sanders' campaign. So that part I appreciate. I still think we're gonna have to. Me personally, I'm very left. I'm more left of Biden, more left of Kamala, even though she does have a super progressive track record in the Senate. She's probably one of the most progressive candidates we've ever had.
Are you going to the polls or are
she's
you
still
mailing
not.
in?
I'm going to mail it in
Same.
because I trust California. If I live somewhere else, I may not
Same.
do that.
And then you see what's been happening at all the other polls when people are going. Like,
Yeah, I actually saw there was another story where they said that people from the OC, Republicans from the OC, are like making fake ballots, fake ballot boxes to like
In Orange
confuse
County?
people, which is voter fraud and illegal. But I'm sure they won't get arrested.
in Orange County?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're doing it all throughout California. But the group is like from OC.
I believe that to confuse
Wow.
folks.
So be careful where you put your ballots because there's bad people out there.
I'm literally gonna have to just bring mine to the post office.
Yeah. But I do want to go to the polls and like bring people like water and snacks and stuff.
I
Yeah,
like
but
to
see,
go to
that's
the
the
poll.
part. I don't want that to happen again. Like how you stand in line all that time, and all of a sudden they're not letting anyone in today. Oh, but you can leave it here. I don't.
And I think if you're in line, you automatically they have to wait till it's just like
Yeah, there's been times where they just kept it open all
some
night
of the videos you
because
see
they had
they've cut it
to.
off too, and been like, you have to come, you've had to come back, or you could just leave it. I'm like, I don't trust that. Like, no, I've just stood in this line for like 3 hours, and
I
now,
never
like,
saw that. I feel
yeah,
like
there's
I didn't
video
know.
of it, tons of different states. That's why I was like, I'd rather just mail it in. At
Yeah.
least I'm knowing, like, from my hand to
I'm
God.
with whatever, because I sat on Amazon and I already got the chair, and if I need to get the snacks to my
Yeah.
iPad and just
Vibes.
sit and
I like the
watch
experience.
Lovecraft Country.
Listen,
I just
do
like the
know-
experience of going to the polls.
Yeah.
We
I
do
don't
know you're gonna have healthy snacks, so I mean
I
that's
got
it.
the sweater, I got my votish sweater and hat,
Yeah.
and I'm just ready to sit at the polls, act like it's like a tailgate or
bet
a
it's
sneaker release.
But it's so important to vote, though. Like,
It is.
a lot of people, they're not taking it seriously. I think, what did they ask? They asked Blueface if he was voting, and he was
Why
like,
would you?
he's
Why
no.
would you ask Blueface if he's voting?
And
though?
even that,
like he stood on top of his car and threw money at homeless people like they were pigeons. Why
he's
would you
doing
ask him
his
anything?
own Bad Girls Club right now. But even on top of that, it's just the fact that they
But there's a
asked
lot of
him, and
young
he
black
has
men
all
like
these
him.
people under him, and they listen to him, and it's just
I
like, you
guess.
putting this out,
What did he say?
saying you don't vote.
Oh, he
He's
said
not
he
going to
don't.
go
It's like
vote.
respect. You should respect the platform that you have, and there's certain things you should omit from. Like with that in particular, it's like, sir, this is an important conversation. This is
Right.
something that matters. And if it's not important to you, just be like, you know what?
It's not
I don't
important
want
to
to talk about that. You
Yeah.
can tell your team
Right,
prior to the
yeah.
convo, like, I don't want to talk about voting. It's not something that I understand or I understand the importance of it. I'd rather bypass. But as an African American male, especially with everything that just recently happened with the murder of Dejan and quote unquote that's been happening around, I would think he would be like, you know what, I care.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I care, especially you seeing what's happening in your community and wanting to defund the police and wanting certain things set up and making sure it's there for you. I would think he'd be like, you know what, this is an important
And
time.
him
You see
having a
what they
son.
did. Yeah.
Like, it should matter.
So, in general, is Kanye running for presidency good for business or bad for business?
I mean, bad for my business.
Yeah,
good
you
for
guys
his.
changed my mind today. At first, I was saying it was good for her, but
I
then
say
listening to you,
bad.
I say bad for her.
It's bad for business.
It's taking
Vote
away
for
the votes
Kanye.
from the votes that we need.
A vote for Kanye is a vote for Republicans.
Right.
And he knows that.
Kamala was recently scrutinized for pulling faces during the debate when Trump does the same thing.
I saw this video
I've never heard
on
that
Instagram.
phrase. Pulling
Oh my God. It was literally a comparison going back and forth. I think it was from, what's the TV show with Trevor Noah?
The Daily Show.
The Daily Show. He did it. He did the comparison, and it was literally going back and forth on news people talking about, oh, she makes faces, and she was doing this and doing that, and blah blah blah. But it was showing Trump making those exact same faces.
Yeah, he's
saying the
he's a
exact same
meme,
thing,
like-
saying you need to like be quiet, like this and that. Oh, doing all that stuff. He does the exact same thing, but her being a black woman, it's something that is scrutinized.
Because
Like
when black women do it, it's
With
seen as
attitude.
being as attitude, aggressive,
Unprofessional.
Yeah.
unprofessional,
Have
and
you not seen
everything
the faces
else.
Melania makes to everyone constantly? Like,
right.
but
And she
doesn't
rolls
hide
her
it.
eyes
Yeah,
and
doesn't
everything
hide
else,
it.
and it's like nothing is taken from that. That's just taken with a little grain of salt. But here she is. She's having a debate. This man is literally talking over her, won't let
Lying
her
in her face, like
that part, won't let her get
Words out.
her words out. And it's like, what are you expecting? To me, she held herself
did wonderful.
together.
oh yeah,
Well,
I
I
think
think cuss his ass
yeah, it
out.
would've
Shut
been
the
way-
hell up, nigga. I'm talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's just me.
I literally, all I kept thinking about was like, bruh, what are you, like that Iman line, like, bruh, what are you on? It's like, you let her talk.
That's
He
a
was
good
stealing
question.
time.
Did you
He was
guys
going
think
overtime,
sometimes in her
over talking
mind
over
she wants
her?
to snap into that woman she is
Yeah,
at home
no,
and just be
no, no.
like,
She did great.
She did
She
wonderful.
did great because I know she had way more restraint than I would have had.
Like looking at her, I really felt like she wanted to be like, yo,
She wanted
you
to go
really
off.
playing in my face right
Mhm.
now.
Right.
Yeah, you could see
Yeah.
it. You could see it.
Like, taking her as a joke. Like, she's a black woman, so you can't take her seriously. And just because she's making these faces, literally, Trump does the worst things. Like, like all the stuff that I've seen of him, faces and words that he's talking about, even his tweets.
did you see his
The
tweet?
worst
Did you see his tweet this morning?
Oh my God.
California's going to hell.
Yeah, he said everyone's going to hell.
California's going to hell. Literally this morning.
I don't even read his. I have him like
He's blocked.
mute and
Yeah, he's
muted
muted.
and
Wait, you guys
blocked,
muted
too.
and blocked our president?
Muted,
Yeah, so-
blocked. The president, the White House, the press secretary, the vice
Thank
president.
you.
They're all muted and blocked.
His wife, the
All of them.
children,
All of
everything.
them.
So in case anybody retweets it, everything comes up unavailable
Right.
for me.
And
don't
I
wanna
just
see-
casually
Say-
keep adding people to the list. We can add Candace to the list. We could add
Okay.
Tommy to the list. They all muted, blocked,
Everybody.
gone.
Silence.
I don't need
know.
them. I don't ever need to see
so
them in my
Candace,
life.
I went on her page
Uh-oh.
one night, right? I never listen. No one I know follows her, whatever. One night I'm like, let me just go on her page. She can't be that bad. Like, maybe it's just
She
the-
might
Why,
be.
that's the
worst.
weird part is why do we give I don't want to say our enemies, but we do.
But you also gotta-
A lot
we,
of attention, right?
we not even attention,
benefit
we
of the
give them
doubt.
the benefit of the doubt and
Yeah.
grace.
In
Why
my own
is that?
defense, I had never even seen a video of Candace
No,
Owens.
I'm just saying not even just her. I'm even with Trump, with how people are just even dealing with him. It's like he's allowed to make all these faces and do all this stuff, but yet here is Kamala. She can't do the same thing.
Right.
Well, I feel like we knew that going into the debate that the way that she handled herself was going to be super scrutinized.
But
just
it was the
off the
same
basis
thing
that
with
she's
Obama.
a
But she
black
handled
woman.
herself
It was
Yeah,
the
great.
same
She
thing
couldn't
with
have done
Obama.
anything different. They would have
Right, they would have
something else
criticized her
wrong.
regardless.
Yeah.
Did you-
Absolutely.
it was another video. Obama had the selfie stick, and he was in the Oval Office with the selfie stick, and they hated him for that.
Remember
Well,
the
that-
tan suit?
That was a
Bruh,
joke.
they
He
hate for
looked good
everything.
in that tan suit.
Bruh.
That man
Bruh.
looked good.
Always. He always
I'm
did.
not even Michelle. I'm not looking at your husband, but that day I was.
I am.
He looked
Respectfully,
good.
Just kidding.
respectfully, that's a very
Respectful.
handsome man.
Very,
he was
very,
very
very-
well
His
dressed.
skin
He's
was
great.
real almondy that day.
Peanut butter. I fucking love Barack. I'm sorry.
Almondy,
love.
though.
I love my
He said it was
president.
almondy that day.
Ooh, we got on topic real quick, but he looked really ravishing that day.
Not any other day, just that day.
It's just something about that suit, and then
That's a
Twitter
fi-
didn't
it was
make
a
it any
fire
better.
suit.
They put like a line in his hair.
With the glass, with the diamonds, with the cuts, he was like doing that like face. I was like,
Oh, she meant that. Wait, you didn't see that smile? She just got thinking about the
no, in the picture, it's like like that like bite your tongue kind of smile,
Yeah.
like the little like. It's
We're
a pic,
talking
it's
about
like a
our
specific
president,
picture.
guys.
No.
it's a pic. They made it a meme.
You'll always
Former.
be
He's
our
always my
president.
president.
That is true.
As of now, I ain't
We've
got
had
no
a
president.
substitute teacher we've had a substitute for the last four years. I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna hold you.
I
up.
Why
want-
do you think
I
none of
want my
us showed up to
teacher
class? We want our teacher back.
I expel myself.
You noticed
Well,
COVID
no.
jumped in for us, right? COVID
Oh yeah,
saved us.
I'm definitely showing up to the polls though. I know
Right.
that.
For sure.
So, is this good or bad for business? Kamala being scrutinized for basically being a woman.
Being a
You know,
woman.
her
It's
being
stupid.
scrutinized, I think, is not fair. But I think the way she handled herself was good for business. I think she did a
Kamala's
great
always
job.
good for business. She's good for
So,
business.
the
period.
Scrutiny
way
she's
she
getting is
handled
never
herself
good
Is
for
good.
business.
No, that's not
No,
good
the
for
scrutiny,
business.
not good.
Scrutinizing, not good. for business.
Kamala in general, good for
Good
business.
for business.
Tan suit, great for business.
That's what I'm gonna get her for her birthday. A cutout just at her front door with that picture. She gonna open her door and say, "There's our
Well, we gotta Photoshop the hair.
The
to
hair,
make
yeah,
sure
the
that it's
earrings, all
accurate
that.
with the earrings.
Make sure that diamond is in there.
Got
Bling,
you.
bling.
diamond."
Shining.
So let's get on to new business. So
We
today's
kinda
new
said that.
business is the need to vote. So what would you say to encourage people to get them out to vote, get registered? What are you hitting them with?
I mean, regardless of the presidency, there's other people on the ballot. And if you feel like because of the Electoral College that your vote doesn't count, it's not true. It does. But if that's how you feel, your immediate jurisdiction is going to be a lot more important to like your specific quality of life. So vote for your governor, your senators, your, all your people in Congress, like that, your mayor, like school boards, propositions, like that is very important. So disregard the old white man and Kamala, right? There's more people that you need to vote for on that ballot, so you should please show up.
Right.
Well, I'm just going to use like you and Nick, and I'm going to tell people if you go vote, just show me you did. I'll get you a picture. I'll have them post you, follow you on Instagram. It's like, it's the only way you get people to do stuff. Honestly, it sucks to say it that way, but you throw them something that they like and they'll vote or they'll go do it, not understanding that they need to just do it for themselves.
Yeah.
This year I'm being super encouraging. You know, I took part in helping Hillary before, and that in itself was super sad because we lost on my birthday.
Damn.
But this year it's really about just getting the troops together. I want us to go out and make an experience by voting. Like I already said, I got the chair. We're gonna have snacks.
Let's go march.
I
really
got my
wish-
Votish
I wish
T-shirt.
the day we didn't have work. Like I don't have work, but I wish that it was a national holiday. I feel like
so
that
everyone
could
do
make it more of like a community group project. But even in that, like just the fact that you have to like take work off and that there's difficulty in voting means that it's important. You know, like they're trying to get you to not vote. They are trying to get you to not vote.
Yep.
So if you don't like them, counter them, like do the action that they don't want you to do.
You see companies like Uber making sure that Uber and Lyft is setting up
Promoting their stuff, their props.
promo rides for people who are going to the polls. And
I didn't see that.
And then even I believe Big Sean is doing it as well, taking care of people who want to go to the polls. And
Fire.
then the stadiums are setting up polling booths and stuff like that to make it as easy as possible and get as much people in one place.
I think that was part of the NBA deal when they strike to like make all the NBA arenas voting.
I think that was one of the things to keep us like
pacified.
quiet.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
pacify us. But I don't even want to give them the credit. But
Fair.
the fact that like the stadiums are doing that, so we are seeing certain initiatives being put in place, which is really important.
Yeah.
But I really need them to get that messaging out, like similar to back when we had like Vote or Die and stuff like that. Like it really felt like somebody was talking to the generation and to the youth.
1,000%.
I don't feel like that's happening now. So many people, there's so much back and forth. Let's make fun of each other, each other's tan, each other's hair, how we look. I don't care about any of that. It's cute, quick laughter, but it's like, where do you really stand with policies, with how things are going to be in XYZ? And it's just like, that's really what matters. It's just like our rights after this is over. Come December, I want to know, like, my family and friends can use a certain bathroom, that their rights are still there, that I know, God forbid, if I need to see a therapist, I can, and things like that.
And that's what you just got to keep on letting people know. You got to scare them, unfortunately. Scare them with what the future can come, what can happen in the future.
I feel like we've always taken it serious, though.
Yeah.
Black women do tend to do what's best for the greater good, to our benefit and detriment. It's definitely, So I know. I mean, I'm appreciative, and I definitely think Black women, just as a whole in the political spectrum, need a lot more credit for how much we do. Because we do vote at some of the biggest rates, like in the country.
Yep.
It's crazy, but you will never hear about it.
I think it's there if you search for it. I believe it was Essence or Ebony. They did a whole spread on the Obama administration. It was all Black women, pretty much predominantly Black women in that Essence spread. And then when Hillary was running, at that time, they also brought awareness to the people that she had. It was a lot of women of color supporting her. And a great thing, too, it was the LGBTQ plus community as well over there. And then now with Biden, it's just the people that he has set in place as well. It's a lot of women of color. And that's great. But again, it's the conversation to the younger demo for them to understand the importance of what's happening in conversation for them. And it's just like,
Do you think that they do a good enough job communicating with them, though?
At this point, I'm taking away, like, I'm not leaving it up to them to teach me. So I know I need to learn certain things. So I go, instead of, if I wait for what the media and they push to me on their Twitter feed or things, I'm not going to learn anything, because now it's just like, it feels like it's been shits and giggles. And that's not what this campaign is, or this election is about for me. So I'll go search for certain things. I want to know how you feel on, what's important to me is just like mental wellness. That I want to see where Trump stands with that. I want to see where Joe Biden stands with that. And those are the things I go like look for and things like that. But that's really what helps too. Besides them having the conversation with the youth, is you really doing your due diligence and seeing like who has my best interests.
Right.
So about 15 million Black women are registered and able to vote. And I mean, I feel like that's really good, but no one talks about it. No one shows how important it is for Black women in politics, or Black women to be there to vote. No one even talks about it, but it's very important. We're there. We're voting.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about it now, so people know.
Oh, yeah.
So
Hey, guys.
we're a part of the
Just
15
let
million.
you know, 15 million of us are registered to vote
imagine if-
and are voting.
All 15 million of us Black women just got together and did something just even more amazing
Imagine
after
if
we
the
are,
whole
we're
Black
existing.
community could just
Yeah,
come together
I
and
love
just
that.
vote.
I love
Yeah.
Very Titanic of you. I like that. Thank you.
Well,
Okay, so question. Power of Black women voting. Is it good for business, bad for business?
great for business.
Amazing for business.
15 million worth. Good for business.
Great.
Thanks so much for joining us on the show today. That has been another episode of Queen Business. Make sure you're following us so you never miss an episode. And remember, November 3rd, go out and vote.
Meeting adjourned.